Okay, notes on exponential growth and decay. First thing we're going to look at is determining if a function represents growth or decay. Okay, so to figure that out, if we're looking at growth, here's what we'll have. The b-value. The b-value is going to be a number greater than 1. Well, the b-value, remember, it's right here. It's the number that has the x as the exponent. A, that's representing an initial amount that we're talking about growing or decaying. B represents the actual rate of growth or decay. So if this number right here is greater than 1, that means that you have a growth function. If that number is between 0 and 1, you need a decimal, 0.5, 0.75, that means that you have a decay function. Now, examples of that. Here we have y equals 500 times 1.06 to the x power. Our b value, it's 1.06. That's a number greater than 1, therefore that's a growth function. Second problem, y equals 800 times 0.92 to the x. The b value is 0.92. That's a number that's less than 1, or in between 0 and 1. Therefore, that is a decay function. Now, as far as determining the actual rate of growth or decay, rate is, we're talking about percentage here. If I'm looking at a growth problem, once I determine that I have a growth or a decay function, if I know that it's growth, here's how I'm going to figure out the rate. Your rate is going to be the b value minus 1. You're going to get a decimal from that. You're then going to convert that decimal into a percentage. Remember that you have to move that decimal 2 places to the right. Now, if you determine that you have a decay function, you just have to flip that order around. If I did the b value minus 1 for that, I'd end up getting a negative number because remember, decay is a value less than 1. So for your decay, if you're trying to figure out that rate, you have to do the 1 minus the b value. When you get that decimal, then you're going to go ahead and convert it to a percentage also. And so here's some examples. We use the same 2 functions that we did up top. All right. The b value here is 1.06, so if we're trying to figure out the rate, we say 1.06 minus 1. We get the 0.06, and then you just bump that decimal over 2 spaces to the right. That would give you a 6% growth. Here, b value is 0.92. Do you see why we couldn't do 0.92 minus 1? You'd end up getting a negative number. So the rate, 1 minus 0.92, we end up getting 0.08. Move that decimal 2 places to the right, and you get an 8% decay.